What is up, boyos?
Oh, boyos.
Welcome to Last Week in Games, where everything is video games. We're here live on twitch.tv/lonercast to talk about the most hype showcase I've ever seen in my entire life. We've been waiting for it for years, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And today, I'm joined by Nick, PlayStation Zapon.
Hello.
How's it going, man? How are things?
It's going. It could be better, but it's going.
Yeah. I don't know how it could be better, dude. We got the perfect showcase.
Okay.
Life is good.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm.
If you say so. I don't know, man.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It wasn't, but we can talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck it. Let's just jump right into it, shall we?
Why not?
There was a lot of things shown, so there's a lot of things to talk about. But, while there were a lot of things shown, there was nothing fucking shown at this showcase.
No, we got no new information or anything.
Yeah, like, you know, we'll do a rundown. We'll talk about them all, but like, just, you know, surface level, top level thoughts. Like, everything that was shown that was like new. They didn't show gameplay. They didn't give us dates. Even for things that were known quantities, we didn't get dates for those things. Like, you know, the big things that we got was like Fair Games by Haven Studios, which, you know, we've heard about Haven Studios. PlayStation bought them up recently, but they're an unknown studio, really. And to just show basically like a concept, and that's how you open the show, that's a pretty rough start.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then
they didn't show shit. There was nothing shown on that.
Yeah, the same goes for what was that game? The other studio they bought, was it like Firewalk Studios?
I don't know.
What I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Not Marathon. Oh my god. Not Crossfire, not Arizona Sunshine. Is it not even on this list? They didn't show anything except for like a cheeseburger. You remember that?
Oh yeah, the wobbly cheeseburger.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing it on this list.
I don't even know what that game was.
Right? So was it Firewalk Studios? Is it Firewalk or Firewatch? Firewalk
Might have been
Studios.
Firewatch.
I don't know. Here we go. Firewalk Studios. New game. It was so short, the thing that they showed, that it didn't even show up on this list of things.
This list?
It's called Concord.
Okay.
Where it was literally just like a spaceship and like a cool song and like a cheeseburger. That's it.
Yeah.
And afterwards,
atrocious.
Afterwards, they were like, "Oh, it's a PvP multiplayer first-person shooter." It's like, well, I didn't get that from what you showed.
Yeah, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah. I think this was a terrible showcase. The more I think about it, the more I think it was just an awful showcase.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
No,
Top
completely,
level,
100%. It was. I mean, we got. Let's see. I'm gonna count how many things I thought were interesting on here. Going through the 1, 2,
Just 2 things.
3. I guess you could classify it as 3. I'm gonna say 3 things out of an hour and some change. I wish I saw this as trailers rather than a showcase. Like, I wish they just released all of these trailers rather than doing a showcase, because it was like one of those things where it was like, I don't give a shit about any of this. Zero shits. Um, and there's the three things that I probably would have found on my YouTube channel and would have watched and went, oh, that's kind of cool. And it would have just been a better experience than watching it the way that it was. So I don't know. I was extremely disappointed in this, and I almost feel like they shouldn't have even shown anything. Like
Yeah.
just like you waited 2 years, and this is what you have. Like I don't know, man. Hold off on it. Just release a Spider-Man showcase, like Spider-Man State of Play
State
or
of
something.
play, yeah.
Like that's it.
Well,
I Man.
and that's
Woo.
that's the thing is, I don't people could say, they could go back and watch our predictions from last week and be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, we were just like overhyping it." But I think everyone was overhyping it mainly because I feel like everyone was warranted to do that. It's been 2 years since his
Yep.
showcase. We don't know
Yep.
what's coming from PlayStation the rest of this year. I guess it's just Spider-Man. And then we have
Yeah.
no fucking clue what's happening next year. Like nothing. You would think that they would announce something for, the early part of next year at least. Like
Yeah.
one thing for next year. Nope, we don't know what's coming next year. We don't know if they even have a game for next year. And if we're gonna give all this shit to Xbox for not having games, like, what are we doing, PlayStation? Like, where are your games?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I wanna like, I'm always gonna give a little bit of leniency, COVID or whatever. But like, dude, at least mention that something exists.
Yep.
And the thing that I would have brought up, but now we have a bit more information on it. The thing that like shocked the hell out of me initially when I saw it was like, where the fuck is Last of Us Factions, right?
Yeah.
Like when they didn't show that, immediately in my mind, I was like, oh,
Game doesn't
this
exist.
game is fucked. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have more information about that. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but like that was the one big thing that I was like, where the fuck is that? And then like, where the fuck is Ghost of Tsushima 2? Where is Sony Bend? There's so many things that where's that Scarlet Blade game? Where the fuck is that?
Seriously.
Th-
Seriously, dude.
there was so many things that are like, what? Where are these
Yeah.
things? And
Yeah.
then the things that they did show were not even like, we got Marathon by Bungie, which is great, but like they didn't show anything.
There was nothing.
You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. We got a huge chunk of Spider-Man, which is cool.
Yeah. But that just goes with what I was saying. It should have just been a fucking Spider-Man thing.
They could have,
If
yeah,
that's
take
that
a
was the
few of
case.
these things away and just make it a state of play.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
if this was just a state of play, I would have been like, this was fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
But the fact that they labeled this a showcase, awful, terrible.
Yeah. 100%.
Patrick in the Pat isn't fat in the chat here says PlayStation has reportedly had 12 live service games in production, presumably including Factions. Could more first party studios be having the same kind of trouble Factions is having? Is Sony's changed in focus a mistake? That's a great question.
Probably.
Yeah, which is probably why they bought Bungie in the first place, because they're like,
Yep.
we want to switch to live service. Look how much money like fucking Fortnite is making. We want to
Yep.
make that Fortnite money. And then they're like, hey, go with Ghost of Tsushima, we need a Ghost of Tsushima live service game as well. And now their game development went from like 5 years to 10 years
Mm-hmm.
because these studios have no experience in making online games. I just don't understand why we can't have games like the first Last of Us, where we had this like cool like multiplayer thing attached to the single player. Like I miss that shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. What happened with that shit?
Like Uncharted's multiplayer or even Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer. Like what happened? Why can't we have stuff like that? Why does it have to be a live service? It's so annoying. Yeah. Anyway, that's a really good point, and I bet that is part of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down the list. It all started with Fair Games by
Can we
Haven.
skip this? Can we skip this one because it wasn't anything.
No, let's not skip it.
That's I feel like that's as much as we should give out about this game.
Well,
It started with Fair Games. That's it.
there is some, at least we know like the vibe of the game, because
I
before
don't even know about that.
we didn't even know. I mean, come on, Nick. We know it was like it's some sort of heist shooter game, some sort of
Mhm.
PvP, like co-op. To me, what it looks like is some sort of Ubisoft game. Almost like what's that? What's the bank heist game? Payday.
Payday?
It looks like Payday meets Rainbow Six Siege. Is like the vibes I'm getting from it. But like you said, no gameplay.
Yeah.
Just a CG trailer.
You know what this game reminded me of? The way they announced this game, it reminded me a lot of Redfall.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Yeah.
Um
Well, and that's that's the thing is like if they're going to be switching to live service games, like the likelihood of them making a Redfall is like way higher. Like, right? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, like you said, there's not much to say, but I do want to like at least touch on these things because people must know
Go
that
ahead.
this is unacceptable. It's
Okay.
what we saw was unacceptable.
Mhm.
Like, and this sounds extreme, but like I don't know if we made this episode right, like right after.
Uh-huh.
I probably would have been like, yeah, it was kind of rough. But like the more time I've had to stew on this showcase, the more I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, Sony?
It's only gotten worse, yeah.
Like I just keep thinking about it. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have to wait at least another year for a showcase, and like you guys have nothing.
Yeah.
And like you might show something like at a state of play later this year or whatever, but like, dude, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah.
the next thing we saw was Helldivers 2. Thoughts?
I don't remember seeing anything for Helldivers 2 either. Um did we see any gameplay?
We did, actually. They did show
Did we?
gameplay in this trailer, yeah. Because the big thing with this, because you played Helldivers back in the day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The big thing with this is that, the first one was like a top
Oh
down,
yeah. Oh yeah, we did.
and
Yeah, I'm
now,
seeing this. This is third person. You
yeah,
know, it looks fine.
it's kind of cool.
It could be like the change that we needed to make this game actually more interesting because the first Helldivers was cool but felt very arcadey and very like a small game.
Hmm.
This one it kind of puts you more so on the frame of like Earth Defense Force a little bit. And it's like, okay, it's goofy, but also it could be a lot of fun. Like just getting to see the monsters close up, getting to actually experience um, what the Helldivers see
Hmm.
closer. Um, it could do a lot for the game, and it's goofy. Helldivers 1 was pretty fun. If they add stuff to Helldivers 2, and it's not just Helldivers again, but in third person, then I would be excited for this. But we didn't really get to see a whole lot. We just got to see a shooty and bugs and stuff like that. So
Of all the PlayStation, because I think PlayStation is producing this game. It's not a PlayStation studio, but I think PlayStation is producing this game.
right,
And of all the PlayStation games that we saw, this is like the most gameplay we saw. And
Well,
and like you said,
other than
it's
Spider-Man,
well, yeah, true. But like you said, it wasn't even a lot of gameplay. It was just like
no.
a snippet just to be like, "Hey, this game is a little different than the first one." So, I and like don't get me wrong, everything we saw at this showcase, I was like, "Yeah, this looks cool." But like it just wasn't enough. Like nothing at this showcase in particular like looked bad. It just like
No.
we didn't see enough of anything.
Although there were a couple of things when we get to them,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, really? Why would they put that in this? Like this seems like one of those games you don't really want to showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, I'm curious
yeah,
to see which ones those are.
I don't
Uh,
even know if it's in this list, but yeah.
I think everything's on that list, but apparently
Oh,
Concord isn't.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see.
um, and then yeah, I'm excited about Helldivers too. I like the first Helldivers. I thought it was very fun, and as long as friendly fire is on 24/7, that's all I want.
Yeah,
I just want to kill my friends again.
yeah.
All right. The next game was yeah, this fucking game.
This fucking game.
Immortals of Avium,
Mm-hmm.
which they did show a lot of gameplay of this. I don't know if it was just me, dude, but like something about this just looked off.
Um,
Fake, almost. Like this is not how the game
fake.
looks.
Oh, well, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's strange that you say that you didn't find this interesting because it's literally just Doom but more colorful.
It does look like Doom, sort of.
Like that's just what I like. Doom Eternal or whatever, the second Doom. It looks just like that. Or or the one from Devolver. It looks like that too. It's just a Doom clone. Even all the animations look like Doom. All the characters kind of look like they're from Doom. They're just big brooding characters. Um, I don't know. I have zero interest in this game. I actually kind of tuned out watching it. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got.
Yeah, I don't know. It is like one of those things where it does kind of look like Doom for sure. Like,
Mm-hmm.
first person heavy action.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I don't know. This trailer, everything seems like very pre-rendered, but maybe I'm just making shit up. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It You know what it reminds me of actually? It makes me think of what we thought Ghostwire Tokyo was gonna be.
Yeah, a little faster paced Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, and then that game like sort of disappointed. Pat isn't fat in the chat says indies getting bigger budgets to try bigger things is cool, but is also emblematic of the problem with the showcase. Sony trying to make small games look big and important to fill an enormous hole left by the lack of first party. Yep, I totally agree. That's the thing is like all of the smaller indie games were like, yeah, that is cool, but that's not necessarily why I'm here. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad these things are here. They should be here. But like I don't know, I'm here to see what Sony's up to and there just wasn't that. Anyway, game looks fine. It could be cool. I don't know, we'll see. Then we got oh yeah, this was kind of cool too. A nice little surprise. Wasn't expecting it. Ghost Runner 2.
Yeah. Looks cool.
It does.
Looks like Ghost Runner,
You're on a bike now.
but she got a motorcycle, which I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of elements, a little bit of interesting, different elements that they're adding to this game. This is one of the games where I was like, oh, okay, cool. This makes sense. I didn't play the first one. I played the demo. Um, but it looks like you've got new abilities. It looks a little bit cleaner. The animations look better, but it seems to be the same game, which is good. Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably equally as short, so just expect a shorter game for that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I Probably won't get into it because I just don't have the time for that kind of game. Like I just don't want to
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
get good at something like that, running the same area over and over again until I pass it. Like it's a fun challenge, but I just don't. I feel like my time is better suited for something else.
I feel you. It is one of those things that like I could pick up. I probably won't pick up, but I wouldn't be mad about it if I did.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean. And I'm
Yeah,
sure a lot of people will get enjoyment out of this game. It's just yeah, I have no like complaints about this. I thought it was cool, very good trailer. We got a lot of gameplay. This is what I wanted to see from some of the Sony properties. Um, so yeah. Did they have a release date on this? No. No release date. Oh yeah, by the way, all of these, none of these, we've got release dates on none of them, other than like
no,
Helldivers is
yeah,
like 2023.
yeah. Other than a year, maybe,
Yeah.
which is terrible.
The next thing we saw was this game called Phantom Blade. Uh, Phantom Blade Zero.
It's
Uh,
Phantom Blade Zero.
which when it started, I'm like, wait, is this Ghost of Tsushima? It looks a little
Yeah,
different though.
yeah,
Um, and then as it kept going, I can't lie, dude. This game looks pretty fucking sweet. This was kind of the standout of the show for me. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't. It looks so dark. One of the things about this trailer that they showed is it was so fucking scripted. Like there were so many things that people would never do in video games. Like there's a moment where he's fighting a boss, so he just decides to take his gaze away from the boss, run up the specific pillar, and jump off and hit the boss. Like that, no way in hell would anybody go like, "Oh yeah, there's a pillar right behind me. Run, 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 slash down on the boss." No way in hell. Like, and the animations, I don't believe this game actually does what it shows. Like there's a moment where he like stabs a guy in front of him and kicks a guy behind him at the same time. And it's like, is that like just something that happens?
Right.
Like like that they just kind of spawn a guy behind you so that you get that animation rather than like because there's no way in hell there's a button press for I'm also gonna kick behind me. And if so, that's gonna be really fucking impossible to actually nail. Um,
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't believe any of this game right now.
yeah.
So,
No, I'm with you. Like some of the games seem like is this like QTEs? Like what's going on here?
hmm,
I agree. Like it looks really cool, but it's like,
yeah,
yeah, how is it actually fun like that? Or are you just sort of mashing square? Um,
yeah,
the thing that kind of like gets me that interests me more about this game is it does kind of look like what if Jedi Survivor was samurais? Is like the
yeah,
vibe I'm getting from it. And it's
kind
like
of,
if it is that, then that's awesome because you know you get like the wall running thing, and then while
yeah,
he's running, he's like dodging bullets and stuff, and like
yep, yep,
so, and then it's just like really fast paced action. So I imagine all of those like cool like attacks and stuff are kind of like in Jedi Survivor when you like kill a guy and he's like doing the pre-made animations and stuff.
yeah.
And if it's like that, then that's cool. But it does seem like there's probably a lot of quick time events in this.
Yeah, I don't know how it would work. Like there's a section where a boss, it looks like a boss, throws a table at you, and there's like zero prompts that come up or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, the guy magically pressed the button at the exact time, and there's no time to realize what the guy's doing. So it's like that was definitely scripted, and I don't know if that was like a cut,
Well,
like a
that's pretty common with like trailers like this. They'll show you the gameplay, but they don't actually show you the UI. You know,
right,
like
but
there
like
is no UI here.
it was so fast that there's no way that a normal person would be able to go, "Oh shit, there's a table," and hit the button at the right time
Maybe it
and have the cool animation.
kind of slowed down.
It's,
I'm trying to find that. Let's see.
it's like midway through,
I probably passed it. Whatever. Um, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that
about a minute 55 ish.
53. Ooh. Oh, here it is. I see what you mean. But like I think you're timing it off of like his foot placement and stuff.
But then you have to know because that's only one time. Like it's not a special move that happens and you get hit with it, and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta
Yeah, but
remember
that also seemed
when
like a
he does
boss
this
battle,
move.
so like you have to memorize his moves and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's done it like 16 times and he
Yeah.
knows
There's just like
that. Oh yeah,
16
at the
tables in there.
start of this encounter, he throws a table at me, so I'm gonna be ready with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just don't believe this game.
I'm optimistic about it, but like, yeah, it is one of those things where it's like, we saw Forspoken and we're like, this looks awesome, and then it didn't turn out to be as awesome as we thought.
Yeah.
And that is my concern with this game, where it's like, this looks really awesome, but is it actually this awesome?
Mm-hmm.
It's an unknown quantity. I don't know this Studio S game, so it is sort of a wait and see thing, but it does have a lot going for it.
Yeah, it had its element of surprise for sure.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like,
Um,
whoa, this looks cool. So we'll see.
we will see.
But also, no date. Just coming to PS5.
Yep.
This game may never come out.
Yeah. It
Well,
could come out in a month.
but we saw gameplay, so we know what it looks like. So there you
Yeah.
go. The next thing we saw was Sword of the Sea.
S-word of the sea.
S-Word of the Sea. This game is by the dudes who made Abzu and The Pathless.
Mhm.
A lot of the original creators of Journey.
Yeah.
And it looks like I was calling it when I was watching it live. I called it Tony Hawk's Journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's like it's Journey, but you're on a skateboard.
You're on a skateboard. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
But the skateboard is a sword. Skate sword.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure it'll
we
just
didn't really get anything of this. We got a little bit of cutscenes.
got a half
There
pipe.
is like a half pipe. Yeah, you get a half pipe gameplay, and that's about it.
Yeah, but knowing these guys, it's going to be like a 2.5 hour game. It's just going to be
it's
relaxing.
mhm.
It's going to be about your mom dying or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's artsy fartsy,
Yeah,
and
I'll probably play it. I like Abzu a lot,
I
so
probably won't.
yeah, it's not really your style of game, but yeah, it just
No.
seems like another one of those kind of relaxing, get to the end of the game sort of thing.
Yeah.
The next thing we saw, oh god, what the fuck was this?
Talos
The
Principle.
Talos Principle. Yeah,
We didn't get anything for this either.
yeah.
But
Apparently,
I've seen the Talos Principle on Steam sale for like 16 years. It's always on sale.
right.
So never played it, never interested. Don't know what this is.
Yeah, apparently it's a
I got-
sequel. I've never heard of this game before in my life.
We got nothing to go off of other than the original. This trailer was for people that played the first one
Must be.
because I have zero interest.
What's
Very
past is prologue. Comes out
Actually,
this year, apparently.
Very, very boring. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a game that exists. When I first saw it, I'm like, is this iRobot?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Don't know what the gameplay is. I don't know. The next game, oh yeah, Neva,
Never.
which is another game where we didn't get any gameplay. Although I liked the
Art style.
the art style and the story of it. Made me want to cry. Big dog died. Very sad.
Big dog died. Bird dead. Big dog died. Bird dead.
But I would like to know, like, what is the game? Like, what is this?
I don't know.
It's by
Another
the
one.
developers of Greece. And I guess people
Gris.
Gris. I guess people really like that game. I never played it, so yeah.
Oh,
Neva.
no, sorry, no game, no hype. I do not give a shit.
I agree.
Um,
Very good trailer though, like story wise.
Story wise, it got its point across, but I don't know what it is.
Sure.
A black, you get the gist. The black stuff kills things.
Yep.
Nature things, and lady sad.
You and your little dog are gonna go kill the black stuff.
Kill the black stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure as the game progresses, maybe you're upgrading little dog, and by the end of the game, he's big dog. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It has potential to be something if, you know, it has that actual art style and like that kind of vibe to it. So, oh, God.
Yes, this is the one. This is one of those games that I'm like, they shouldn't even show this. They should have
Yeah.
just released it and had people play it because this looks fucking atrocious.
It's not necessarily Sony's fault, but it is Sony's fault for having it at their showcase
Yes.
because it's a Square Enix game, but like,
Foam stars.
oh yeah, we're talking about Foam Stars, which is basically Fortnite
Splatoon.
meets Splatoon, but
I don't
like
even know if it's Fortnite.
it just
I think it's just Splatoon,
yeah,
but it looks fucking terrible.
it's just like atrocious. I like the idea of like a Splatoon clone because like
Yeah, but not like this.
no, because it's like yeah, let's put Splatoon on PlayStation because it's
Yeah.
only on Switch, so people who don't have a Switch they can play it now. But like this looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
The animation looks bad. The gameplay looks terrible.
The
Like
characters look bad. The voice of you only hear one character speak, and it's like the pink haired lady, and it is fucking awful. It doesn't match the character whatsoever. At the very end, you hear it. I don't know if you remember, but I'm
yeah,
like, what the fuck? Um, yeah, the character designs look horrible.
the
Yeah,
the funniest thing about this trailer is like they showed gameplay, which good for them.
yeah,
But it looks like the gameplay doesn't even work right. Like it
yeah.
looks
No, it looks like like it's broken. Like the game is broken.
yeah,
Is
like
what
they're
it looks like.
shooting at places and it's not turning to the different color and
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah,
yeah, it looks bad.
sure does.
It
If this
looks
is not a free to play game, I would be very surprised.
it
And
looks
this
like a
game,
phone game. Yeah.
yeah, and man, it just looks terrible.
Yeah.
Looks fucking awful.
Really, really
Fucking
bad.
awful.
Okay. Moving on. The Plucky Squire. I mean, great. Game looks good.
We've seen too much of this game at this point.
Exactly. It's like we know this game. It's a known quantity. It almost feels
Mm-hmm.
like the same exact trailer we saw before.
Yep,
I'm very excited for this game. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't even
it
think
is very cool idea, but
they didn't even
the
put a date
idea
on
is
it.
the idea is waning thin.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like, oh yeah, I've been there, done that. At this point, I've seen this game already. I don't need to play it anymore.
Well, and if it was like, hey, this game comes out on this date, I would have been like, okay, there was a reason for
Yeah.
that, but it just said 2023. So
Yep.
like, what's the point?
What is the point? We're just gonna get another trailer, a release trailer on something.
Game looks
Yeah.
great though. Like, don't get me wrong.
It looks cool. Just a terrible
Yeah.
terrible place for it.
Yep.
It's that's probably another one where I'm like, why did you even show this?
Yeah. Apparently,
Well,
Devolver has a showcase coming up.
oh yeah,
To be expected. So we'll probably get like the date at the Devolver showcase.
I would hope so.
But yeah, looks cool though. Very cool. Teardown.
Here's another one. Teardown. This game has been out forever
Mm-hmm.
on PC.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could have just been a YouTube video saying, "Hey, Teardown's on PS5 now."
Yeah.
That's all they had to do.
Well, it's like fine that this stuff is here. Like this stuff would normally be at a PlayStation showcase. It's just like if you have nothing else besides this stuff, then it's just
Mhm. Yeah, I knew it was pretty long too, 1:30
yeah.
of just watching the same thing happen over and over again, like putting rockets on a car and sending it into a building, or hitting something with a sledgehammer. It's like, yeah, I get it. I get what it is.
Also, this game
Well,
barely runs on like high end PCs. I bet this is not going to run very
really?
well on
Okay.
PlayStation.
Well, yeah.
It's just like a lot of particle effects, but
It looks fun. The story seems fun. I've watched gameplay before I had a PC, and it looks fun.
yeah, it's cool.
But it's like a weekend game, you know,
Mhm.
just like, oh yeah, I'm bored, I'm gonna pick it up. That's it.
Yep.
Um,
Teardown coming to PS5. No date.
no date, of course not.
Yeah. Okay. Still moving, and then like this was probably like the most hype thing, although it was kind of spoiled. Um, and while I say it's hyped, it just I'll just say what it Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid Triangle Snake Eater.
Yeah, which unfortunately got leaked, so I'm sure if like we had no idea this was coming, we would have been like, "Whoa!" But like, um,
I don't know. I
at
don't even know.
at the
The whole point the whole point of Metal Gear is the fact that, oh,
who was that?
hello? I don't know.
Someone just joined the Discord call.
Oh,
Who was that? Was that Corey?
I have no idea. Um
Whatever.
the whole point of Metal Gear Solid is that that one guy, you know, made the games, the guy who made Death Stranding, and now that he no longer is with the company, this just kind of feels like a cash grab,
Hmm.
and I have zero interest in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if it is just a remake in the in the way that they're just sort of like making it look nicer and cleaning it up a bit, that's great. The thing that like I like the idea of a Metal Gear Solid remake just because it gives me a chance to actually play these games because I've only played the first one like halfway through the first one, and when I played it, it was like a couple years ago, and the game is just like very dated. Um, so like an updated version sounds cool. The thing that gets me about this trailer, which very cool, like hey, let's it's Snake. How cool is that? But then the whole time this has been rumored, we're like, who's making this game?
Yeah.
And this trailer doesn't tell you who the developer is. It
No.
doesn't give you a date, doesn't give you a date time frame, nothing. It doesn't tell you anything. Who the fuck is making this game? I have no idea. Just some internal team at Konami. And if that's the case, that makes me very nervous about this game because I don't trust Konami with fucking anything. So as it stands, this could be cool, but like you said, without Kojima,
What is it?
and not knowing who the team is, like this is scary. Like if
Yeah.
we knew it was Blue Point making this, then that would be cool. It's like okay,
Yeah.
we trust Blue Point, but
Right.
some internal team at Konami, I don't that hasn't made a game in fucking 15 years. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It's a little concerning. So even the like most hype thing from this showcase was like it leaves me with questions and worries
Yeah.
and concerns.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep.
yep,
Uh,
there it is.
yeah.
Metal Gear. I guess the coolest thing that they announced was like, hey, we're releasing the original trilogy on newer consoles. So that's cool. So now if you want to
Yeah.
play the original trilogy, you can. And I will probably just do that because trust me when I say this game is not coming out for 2 more years.
Oh
At
yeah.
least, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I do wonder like if Metal Gear does if they look at Capcom and they're like, what if we did the Resident Evil thing but with Metal Gear, where they start with 3 and then they work their way up from there, like they 3 and then 1 then 2 then 4, because apparently
Hmm.
3 is like a prequel or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they'll do that. We'll see.
We will see.
Metal Gear, there it is. Towers of Agazba.
Yeah.
Og Haspa.
Ag Hasba.
Ag Haspa. Looks like Breath of the Wild meets Rust or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who this game is for.
Me either.
It looks like you're creating the planet of Felucia from Star Wars.
Yeah.
You get to ride little creatures and swim underwater and shoot little creatures, and there's not really much. It's just the trailer makes it seem like it's just an exploration game.
Yeah, and you're like almost sort of like a city management at the same time.
Yeah, you
It's
kind of. I don't know if it's even a city. I think you just place. I think what they show is you just place your house down.
mhm,
It's like this is where you live. Pick a place. Plump.
maybe you're right. I mean, it could be cool. It could be one of those things that releases and everyone's like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, it could be.
Um, I'm just not sure.
I I doubt it though.
I do too. It just
I
doesn't.
doubt anybody would give this any sort of time of day.
Yeah, we'll see. And it 2024. So
Yeah.
there you go. Final Fantasy 16. It's like, dude, this game comes out next month. I can't believe
Yeah.
you're showing this here. I mean,
Well,
like
we knew it was going to happen.
like I was saying before, though, it's like it's not that these games are here. It's just like there's nothing else.
There's nothing
besides
else. Yeah.
these things.
And it was a 3-minute trailer
Yeah, it's like,
that
dude.
you really didn't need to do.
I heard someone compare this to Deathloop, where it's like we've just seen this too many
Yeah.
times. You know?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There's a couple of games like that. It's like, is there nothing else? There used to be like hype around games, and now it's like you kill the hype with the amount of trailers there are.
Yep.
It's like, cool. I don't care anymore. Like, I don't need to know the story. I feel like I've been told the whole story. You know?
I do love seeing this gameplay though, and it's like these dragons and like lasers coming out of your sword and stuff, and then the fucking creators of the game were like, well, there's no black people because no black people lived here at the time. It's like, oh right, but laser swords and dragons existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't
Game
know.
looks cool though. Like I can't lie. Like it looks cool, but
It does look cool.
I don't know.
It's Final Fantasy.
It's like I've seen
I
so
mean-
many trailers for this already, you know?
Yep.
So there we go. Final Fantasy. Alan Wake 2.
This is one of the games I understand that was in here.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Did they put
you don't play as Alan Wake in this one. You play as not Alan Wake.
it looks like you play as both of them.
Could be.
Yeah. But it could be just Alan Wake is writing the book and you're playing as this different character.
Yep. Yep. He's writing their story because that's kind of how it is. Like whatever he writes becomes true.
Yeah.
So it could be like, they're trying to find Alan Wake and the FBI is on it and he's writing this and he's kind of created this character. And then, you are the character as he's writing the story. Alan Wake's cool. Remedy does some cool psychedelic.
Alan Wake 2 has 2 playable characters confirmed, says Patterson.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Wake and the new FBI agent. Cool. Yeah, I love the first Alan Wake. And this one seems to be leaning more into the like horror elements of it, which is cool. And yeah, they got the guy who makes the games. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Sam whatever. And it looks just like him. It's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, right here. He's like the creator of all these games over at Remedy.
And Alan Wake just looks just like him.
No, it's not Alan Wake. He's one of the characters, like one of the FBI agents a little bit later in the game.
Okay.
It looks just
maybe
like him.
maybe they used him as like a model.
Definitely, because I think he was he's done a lot of voice acting for some of their other games. Like I think he was the original voice of Max Payne or something. Sam Lake.
Oh.
Sam Lake. Thank you, Pat.
Lake. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's kind of like showed up in a lot of their games, but it looks just like him. Fucking hilarious.
October 17th.
Yeah,
So
we got a date.
release date.
That's great.
Hey, look at that. Wow.
Also, right after this, we got, I don't know if you saw this. They released a like tweet or something saying that the game is going to be digital only.
Oh, that's good for them. You know what? Good for them.
They said they wanted to do it digital only because it cuts down on cost.
Yeah.
And
it sure does.
They don't like the idea of releasing a physical disc that has a massive day one patch.
Yep. Oh yeah, makes sense.
And as well, I think they said that the game is going to be $50 on PC and like 60 on console. So
Huh.
cuts down like $10-$20 on the cost of the game as well. So it's cool.
Nice.
Very cool, I guess. Oh, and that was the other thing with Final Fantasy that came out this week. They announced that the game is releasing no day one patch.
Oh,
You can download it straight from the disc and it works.
well, nice.
So
They must have ironed out everything on that game.
yeah, love that.
Or everything. Maybe it's going to be completely broken. And it's like, day 2 patch.
We just didn't have enough time to get a day one patch done. Maybe.
It's completely, it comes out, it's broken. People are like, what the hell? It's like, we got a patch for tomorrow. We just didn't want a day 1 patch.
It's a day 2 patch, yeah.
Day 2 patch.
It's a day 3 patch, actually.
Yeah.
They will patch it eventually, so.
Oh, yeah. It's got to happen, right? Somebody's going to run into some sort of issue.
Yeah. Very excited for Alan Wake 2, though. It's going to be. I love that. I just love Remedy. Anything they do except for Crossfire X, I'm all about.
Yeah.
Give me Control 2, baby. Let me see it.
All right.
Next up is Assassin's Creed Mirage. How do you? I want to hear what you have to say about this, actually.
I'm actually genuinely excited. This is one of the ones that surprised me because it looks like they are going back to the original form of, you hit a person with a sword, they die.
Yeah.
And I really like it. I wish it wasn't set in, the Middle East or whatever, because I feel like all those games were kind of set in the middle. You got, Altair, his whole thing was in the Middle East, and then you got Ezio, who was technically Italy, but he also went to like the Ottoman Empire, and it's just kind of like, yeah, it's kind of close. It's dusty. It's got
Well, and it's also like Prince of Persia. That's the same sort of vibe.
Yeah, exactly. I wish they would break out of that a little bit.
They could
for those kind of games.
They could have easily just rebranded this as Prince of Persia, right?
They could have. But the story, I'm sure, is going to link up to all the other ones. So I think that's the issue.
Yeah, maybe.
I think the reason I like the fourth one, Black Flag, so much is because it was set in such a different location. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool. But yeah, they're bringing back the sneaking. They're bringing back the silent assassinations. It seems like they're bringing back contracts and all that too. So that's really cool. I dig it, and I hope it does well.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's one of those things where it's like you don't know what you have till it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's been a while since I've played an Assassin's Creed game, and it sounds cool to play one in the modern era that isn't, a big ass stupid RPG that I don't want to play.
RPG. Yeah.
And so from the very little information I have and know about this game, I guess this character is a character in Valhalla who is more of a traditional assassin compared to the other assassins. And originally this was just going to be like a DLC about him, and then they decided to make it a full ass game.
Right.
So that's cool. I know that the development is taking longer. Everyone is like concerned because the development is taking so longer. My thought on that is like it's taking longer because they decided to turn it into a full ass game. So they wanted to add a bunch of stuff to make it worth that sort of entry price.
Right.
Yeah, I'll probably play it. I don't know if I'll play it day one, but
yeah, I don't know about that.
I also want to wait for reviews, but the thing that got me zooted was the part where he was like sneaking around, and I was like, that's what I'm missing from Assassin's Creed. I want to be sneaking around.
Yeah.
So Assassin's Creed Mirage, there it is, baby. Not that hype, but still it exists. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This looks like a game.
It looks like a game for people who like Grand Blue Fantasy.
Yes. Isn't this game is out? It exists already?
No, there's been betas out.
Winter. Okay.
Yeah, there's been betas out. It's like an MMO sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a game for a certain audience, and I'm not that audience. But
What's weird is like what throws me off is it's an MMO, but you can't create your own character. You have to play as within the confines of these characters, which I think is going to be the downfall
true.
of this because it's like that's kind of the whole point of an MMO is that you know you play as yourself, a fantasy version of yourself, and this is like no, you got to go on through the story of Chris.
You got to be Chris, dude.
You got to be Chris, man. Like you can be Chris, Stacy, or Jeremy, and you choose, and that they always look the way they do. They always have the same weapon. They always do, and that's it. I don't know. It just feels like that's a bad way to do an MMO, but
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Next thing was Street Fighter 6. This game comes out literally next week. So, yeah, there's not much to say.
I fucking zonked on this one. I passed out on this. So I don't care.
This is another one where it's like we've seen so much about it, and yeah, so there it is. Next up, Ultros, which seems like a 2D sort of trippy, I don't know, Axiom Verge almost kind of vibe to it.
I don't know. This one wasn't one of those ones that I'm like, why did they show this? This could have just been a trailer.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, get your bag, whatever your name is that made this game. But, yeah, I don't know.
It's a 2D platformer. I was not impressed.
I don't know. It's just like the art style, I feel like would have been really cool in like 2013.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. I do like the art style though. It is very psychedelic and Rick and Morty sort of.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like the Rick and Morty-ness of it kind of turns me off a little bit. But
yeah, if it was not a side scroller 2D platformer, I think I would have more interest in it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested. I like those kind of games, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine. There's tons of games like this. The art style's cool though. It's
it's sold you over for Silksong.
Yeah. The art style though is a little bit like it's almost like so messy that it's like nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the backgrounds are just like sort of nonsense, but
yeah, it makes it hard to see what the hell is going around.
Yeah. Anyway, Axiom Verge for 70s hippies. There it is. Dragon's Dogma 2. I know a lot of people are excited about this.
Yeah. No release date. We got gameplay. We got magic.
The sad lion man. He just looks so sad, that lion man.
Oh yeah.
He's a sad lion man. There he is. Sad right lion man. There he is.
There he is.
I love that lion man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I never played the first one, but the gameplay looks cool. It does.
Oh yeah, freaking the first one was really unique. This one just looks like a better one.
Yes.
Oh.
So very cool.
No release date, no nothing, no information. Just it's a thing.
It exists.
Don't worry, guys. You already know this information though. Or just yanking your chain along.
Okay, now here's when we get into the PlayStation VR.
VR stuff, yeah. Which I skipped, by the way.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. So we got Five Nights at Freddy, Help Wanted 2. Didn't know Help Wanted 1 existed. So there you go. It's another Five Nights at Freddy game, but it's in VR, so that's cool. And then we got Resident Evil 4 VR mode, which that's cool. I don't know how you make Resident Evil 4 VR, but great. I'm sure that'll be good. All the Resident Evil VR games are pretty good from what I hear. And then we got Arizona Sunshine 2, which I know a lot of people love that first one. Just looks like you're yucking it up with some zombies. The vibe is goofy.
Silly.
Yeah, goofy and funny. You're just kind of fucking with some zombies. So, And
Yeah.
in this one, it seems like now you have a dog, so that's cool.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And then we got Crossfire Sierra Squad, which looks terrible. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna make a VR game like this, I feel like you can't have a shooter like this in VR. Like it just hurts the brain too much or something. Um, but yeah, that's a game that exists.
Yep.
But then this is what I think you have to do in VR is this game called Synops, where you get like sucked into this world and everything's sort of like monochromatic and then like with some glimpses of like purple and stuff. Like I feel like this is how you have to do VR. Otherwise your brain starts to hurt too much. Um, you know what I mean? And this game
Yeah.
actually looks really cool. Like if I had a VR, I'd probably play this one. Um, you're like using telekinetic powers and stuff and
Feel like you'd still get pretty dizzy. How is he moving? Is it a track?
no,
Like
I think
you're just forced to.
you probably you you have like the controllers though, right?
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
things, those weird
Yeah.
like,
I feel like that would freak me out.
and then
Like I would get so sick.
there's an analog stick on that thing, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
yeah. So I don't know. It looks cool. If I had a VR, I'd probably play that, but I'm just not into VR like that. Was that it? Oh yeah,
Uh,
Beat Saber PSVR 2 released today. So
well,
there.
the Queen.
Well, Beat Saber wasn't on
Queen.
VR 2 yet, so now it is.
Oh, it was only in VR one. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So now it's out. There you go. Go play
Uh,
your Beat Saber, boys. The only game worth playing on VR, apparently.
yeah, that's what I would play.
Oh yeah,
It's a
dude.
workout.
If Sony sent me a VR, I'd play it. But I ain't
Yeah.
going to buy one. It's just
No.
not gonna happen. Apparently, it's selling better than we thought. So
Well,
hey,
good for them.
there you go, Sony. Do your thing. I think what would make me more interested in a VR is if it was compatible with my PC as well. If I could like plug in my PSVR into my PC as well as my PlayStation,
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
I don't even know about that though.
I still probably wouldn't buy it just because I don't like VR that much, but it would
Yeah.
definitely be more enticing.
Yeah.
And I think that was it for VR stuff, which is hilarious. Not a lot. Not a lot.
Well, that's good. Good. It should be short every time.
Yeah. And then we got this short little trailer for Marathon by Bungie, which was exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Whoa, hey, Bungie is actually
Yeah.
working on something," and it's
Yeah.
apparently they made a Doom clone like forever ago, before they even worked on Halo.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. To call this Marathon is weird because it's probably not going to play anything like.
No, I hear it's going to be an extraction shooter, which is not good.
Hmm.
I feel like extraction shooters are.
What's an
Dying.
example of an extraction shooter?
Tarkov.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like the bad zone in
Yeah. Yep.
the Marathon trailer is
The
a
Division.
banger, awesome music and art style, announcing the next thing from Bungie is big, and Bungie taking on the extraction shooter genre is exciting and smart, in my opinion. This is Pat isn't bad. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna pull off an extraction shooter. I think that like Bungie are the dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. It is exciting that they are doing something other than Destiny, and I appreciate that.
Did I say Dishonored? I meant Division.
The Division. Yeah.
Did
You
I?
didn't say anything.
Oh, I didn't. I got distracted by that.
You said bad zone, and I said yes.
Yeah. Division. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's cool. I want to know what the game is. So if it was like a Doom clone, okay, so it'll be first person. Of course, it's Bungie.
Of course.
Yeah. So there you go. But it is Bungie owned by PlayStation. So PlayStation only makes third person shooters.
I don't know about that.
I think they're trying to move not away from third person shooters, but I think they're trying to expand their horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
which is why we're getting like Concord, which we got no information about Concord other than a blog post later saying it's a multiplayer first person shooter. So there you go. But yeah, Bungie Marathon, very exciting stuff.
Yep.
We also got a little trailer for Destiny.
Yeah.
The final shape. You think this will be the final expansion?
I fucking hope so, dude. I fucking hope so. I hope this game is dead after this and they move on. Because I'm so sick of this. They brought back Cade,
I know,
who
dude.
died. Nathan Fillion, who's dead technically. So yeah, I don't know. It's the last one I heard was really bad story wise. It wasn't worth the money. And this seems to be like the end.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, and I hope that's true. I hope they don't keep stringing you along like, oh no, this isn't actually the final shape, and their next DLC is called the final shape.
Patrick says the final shape is not the final D2 expansion. Do we know
Well,
that? Have they said that? I mean, I'll take your word for it. I know you play Destiny all the time, so I'll take your word for it. To me, you know what's funny? It makes me think this trailer made me it made me think of the Fast and Furious, where it's like no one actually dies. You know, yeah. Cade's back, and then it's called the final shape, but it'll probably be like the final shape part 1 of
part 1,
3 or whatever. So yeah, I was like, I feel like this is right where Destiny 2 starts to jump the shark, and I think they're aware of that too. I think they're like, yeah, that's why we're moving on to Marathon as well.
Yeah,
but
could be.
They'll probably have a smaller team working on Destiny while they're working on Marathon and stuff. But, you know, because even after they release the final expansion for Destiny, Destiny will still have a huge community for a while. So, it is going to wrap up the story of the last 4 expansions. Yeah, but then they're going to make more expansions.
Yeah,
D2 team has never been bigger. I mean, I'm sure of that, but I'm just saying, like, they're probably going to want to move that team over to Marathon when it's out.
I would hope so.
Or onto whatever they're doing next. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Destiny, it's a game that exists.
It's a game that's been existing.
And then, speaking of games that exist...
Yeah,
great transition, bro. I'm telling you, I'm full of them.
Master.
We got this Marvel Spider-Man 2 gameplay, which was definitely the most hyped thing from this thing. It went on a little too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it was cool. We got it confirmed that we got the symbiote suit.
Yep.
Kraven.
Blizzard's gonna be in it. Kraven's gonna be in it.
They showed that like you're leaving Manhattan in this game as well, so like, you know, much bigger area for you to swing around in.
Yeah,
that symbiote
there's
suit
a lot of stuff in the water that you can swing to as well.
Yes,
the first one you were pretty much stuck on the island, on the peninsula.
Yeah, and you can switch between my boy
Miles
Pete
and Peter
and Miles, and it seems like they both play really well. The fact that you get the symbiote suit, and then also that like the crazy weird powers that Miles has.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun.
It does. I'm very excited for this game, and also like the story seems very interesting. Like I was pretty invested. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to find out what happens.
Yeah. What happens with the symbiote suit? What happens? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hyped for this game. But like on the same token, they didn't even have to show me this trailer.
No,
like
that is true.
Like this wasn't the fact that they ended with this is wild. Like we were all like, oh, they'll open with Spider-Man because they've got something bigger to end with,
something
right?
Bigger, yeah. Yeah. No, sir.
Oh yeah, the wingsuit is cool. I'm all about the wingsuit. I heard some of the devs talking about it where like they said that they didn't have a wingsuit in the first game because the hard drive in the PlayStation 4 couldn't handle loading the the city in fast enough. So
Oh,
that's why it
interesting.
works on this because of the SSD. So it can load the
Nice.
cities in quicker. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. That is cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it, but there you go.
Oh,
Marvel Spider-Man 2 looks awesome.
Spider-Man. Yeah. I'm game. It's not multiplayer, which everybody thought was.
Hmm.
So that's
Although
unfortunate,
they
but
confirmed
it
that it
makes
wasn't
sense.
before that, right? They were like
I think so,
on
yeah.
Twitter, they were like, "That's not happening." Um,
Yeah.
real quickly, I just want to talk about the Naughty Dog of it all.
Okay.
I just want to hear your opinion on it. I made a video kind of talking about the situation with Naughty Dog. So, Last of Us Factions, we were all surprised wasn't at this thing.
Yep.
I guess Jason Schreier reached out to Naughty Dog and he released this article basically saying Factions got evaluated by Bungie, and Bungie's like, this isn't going to work. This is not going to hold people's attention. And then Naughty Dog released this statement. I'll just read it real quick. The Last of Us fans, we know many of you have been looking forward to hearing more about The Last of Us multiplayer game. We're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far. But as development has continued, we've realized what is best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon. We're grateful to our fantastic community for your support. Thank you for your passion for our games. It continues to drive us. And then also in that Jason Schreier article, they said that the team working on Last of Us Factions has now been pared down by a lot. Like, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of people working on it anymore. And to me, it seems like that is the sign of a dead game.
Yep.
Game is dead. And the other concerning thing is, this whole time, have they just all been working on this game? So now we're gonna have to wait even longer for their new single player IP. And I'm sure
Yeah.
that's why they're moving on, because they're like, we can't keep focusing on this. We have to start working on our next thing. I would love to hear what you have to think about that.
Well, it's big red flags all around. The Last of Us being, you know, I don't they want it to be a what would you call it? A live service game. And I feel like that is the wrong way to go about it. And they're getting Bungie to jump on and like redo the whole thing just to tell them how to make a game. I fucking hate how Bungie does their live service games. So this is terrible, terrible news for one of the best video games out there. It's one of the best like arena shooters that exist. And I don't think Bungie this is one of those things that's like I feel like is the cyberpunk of CD Projekt Red, where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna change it so that it's first person now and it's action. It's like we're gonna take it so that more people will enjoy. It's Call of Duty now. More people will enjoy Call of Duty, so we're gonna release Call of Duty rather than The Last of Us. And I feel like it's going to go in a direction that is just not what anybody wants who plays The Last of Us. And that makes me really upset and scared. And back before, like I think it was the same year that Last of Us 2 launched on Outbreak Day, Neil Druckmann tweeted, like, I know what you're waiting for. We've got news. Stay tuned for this year. We've got news. And, we didn't hear anything about it until, what was it, last year, the year before?
Yeah.
About like, yeah, we're working on it. Here's a screenshot. And now it's back to radio silence pretty much. And it's like, yeah, this game is dead. So sorry. Is kind of what it is. And it's like one of the most hyped games that we have, me and you have, and we've been talking about it practically every time
I think it's our fault. We brought it up and we jinxed it,
Yeah. Anytime that there's a chance it could be brought up, we bring it up and we talk about it. And it's just one of those things that's just, I don't think it's going to ever exist. And if it does, it's going to be subpar.
Yeah, it pisses me off a little bit because I would have been fine if they just did factions too, like
Yep.
the first factions where it was just a bunch of maps and
Yep.
like different game modes, and that's it. Like that's
Yep.
all you needed to do,
All you need to do.
and I would
Yep.
have been perfectly happy with that. Especially with like the new gameplay elements where you can go prone now and stuff. Like that would have been great.
Yeah.
Um, but now it's I don't know what it's turning into. I mean, I do trust like Bungie's judgment on it. Like they have experience in this, and I feel like you know Naughty Dog doesn't have experience in making a live service game, and uh,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that they just were like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You know what it reminds me of when Bethesda made Fallout 76, where it's like we're gonna make
Yeah.
this live service
Yep.
game, but they have no experience in that, and they ended
Hmm.
up making like this terrible game. And I feel like that's what's happening to Naughty Dog now. Like they're a prestigious studio, but they have no experience in this,
Right.
and well, at the
Yeah.
same time, they want
Maybe.
to continue doing their single player games, and it's like I don't know. I feel like you need a dedicated studio if you want a live service game.
Yep. Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, 100%.
so yeah, they should
That's
have just
yeah.
released like a just a fun little multiplayer thing. It would have been fine.
Like the last time, like what they
Yeah,
did with The Last of Us.
yeah,
Just release, the same thing. It could have been the same thing, just
yeah.
made
Just new
made it
maps.
so that so that everything works with it. The prones, the grasses.
Yeah,
Just make it so that it works. Just release the game again.
yeah,
That's all you had to do. But they're making it so much bigger than that, and I think it's going to bite them in the ass because you're right, they don't have the experience, and they're bringing in Bungie, who made Destiny one of the most like confusing monetized pieces of crap.
Well, I almost feel
And
like they didn't bring Bungie in to evaluate the like monetization of it. I feel like they probably just brought them in to be like, is the gameplay loop gonna keep people in?
buying shit.
Well,
Yeah,
not even buying shit, just like, is it gonna keep people wanting to play? And I
right.
feel like they played it and they're like, this isn't gonna work.
Could be.
People will play this for a weekend and never play it again, which
Could
is,
be.
in fairness, that is kind of how the multiplayer factions was, where it was like you kind of built up your camp, and then once you built up your camp, it's like, okay, I don't need to play this again. But that's how it was designed, and I
Right.
liked that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked that there was sort of an end to that, and
Yep.
then so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's this game is a scary place for this game, and
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate the way it's going.
just like saying
This is why we can't have nice things.
it's true. Okay, next week in games, we've got Chicory, A Colorful Tale, comes out May 30th on Xbox. Company of Heroes 3 comes out May 30th on PS5 and Xbox Series. System Shock comes to PC on May 30th. Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection comes to Switch and PC on June 1st. Killer Frequency comes to everything on June 1st. Skatebird comes to PS5 and PS4 on June 1st. Street Fighter 6 comes to everything except for the Switch on June 2nd. Super Mega Baseball comes to everything on June 2nd. We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie comes to everything on June 2nd. And that's it. That's it, baby. That's the game.
That's the whole number.
You wouldn't happen to have OpenCritic open, would you?
I can get it open.
Yeah. Let's do that. While you're doing that, I think next week we're probably not gonna have a show. Because Comic-Con is a thing, and I'll be out of town as well. Yeah, but hopefully we'll be back the week after. We'll see. I'm also moving the week after, so
Well,
we'll see what happens.
it's a strange time, isn't it?
Oh yeah, where's that? Here it is. The week. When is Summer Games Fest? Okay, we have to come back the week after because we got Summer Games Fest on June 8th. So
Okay.
One of us will
Well,
do a show.
so I've got the open critic. Um, Lord of the Rings Gollum is sitting at a 40 out of 52 critic reviews with a 4% critic recommends. So that game is hot
Have you
garbage.
seen gameplay footage of that? Oh
I have
my
not.
god. Oh boy. That shit looks not good.
Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, which is kind of like a Doom sort of, pixely first person shooter, hallway shooter, sitting at 78 out of 41 critic reviews. Pretty good. And Planet of Lana, just like some artsy fartsy, wishfully thunderful publishing is who publishes it, is sitting at 80 out of 41 critic reviews. So pretty good for that.
Nice.
And that's about it.
Love it. Love it. So we're off next week, but we'll be back the week after. Talk about Summer Games Fest, I'm sure. Thanks for watching, everybody. Pat isn't fat. Thank you for being our fact checker and our lovely producer. Thank you. I'm gonna make him a mod. You're a mod now, Pat. Thank you. Plugs.
That's all you have to do, people. That's all you have to do.
Let's plug the show and our assholes. Check out our other Loner Cast shows. We got spoiler casts, all of them. Everything you've ever watched, we've got a spoiler cast for it. Very exciting stuff. And check us out on twitch.tv/lonercast. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on, podcast services. Last Week in Games. We're the best. We're the best.
We're the best.
What should I review next? Anthony Fantano. Forever.